Hey guys, welcome to our movie recap channel. In this video, we will be watching the movie called Shin Godzilla. So let's get started. Turn on subtitles and spoilers ahead. In the start of the movie, we see a boat, which is abandoned in the middle of the sea. Few police officers enter the boat, but they fail to find anyone in there. Suddenly, a huge explosion takes place, which causes a leak in one of the busiest tunnels in Japan. The Japanese government soon calls an emergency meeting to find out what caused that explosion. They don't know the real reason behind the explosion and are trying to discuss possibilities. They have footage where they see that an area of explosion has hot steaming water coming out of it. Since they have no idea what is behind all this, they call for an investigation. Due to the disaster, a lot of people are in danger, who are being rescued by the police, but there are a few people who are enjoying this. They go to the site of the explosion, click pictures, and post it online. The Japanese authorities still haven't figured out the real reason behind the explosion. They have their assumptions that it might be an earthquake or accident between submarines, but all of these get debunked by specialists. Then, some of the people in the meeting suggest the possibility of an unidentified creature in the sea. But this all seems impossible, as the temperature of the explosion site was over 100 degrees centigrade, and no living creature can survive in that temperature. Soon, a meeting between scientists and government officials is held. During the interview, they see on TV that a huge tail-like creature has emerged out of the site. The figure is so huge that they cannot match it with any recorded living sea animal. They have no option but to believe that it belongs to a new species of animal. A lot of time has been wasted, and they are still unsure of what to do about this creature. So, they decide to take a vote on how they will identify and deal with this unnatural and unidentified creature. The members in the meeting take their votes, and the result is that the creature will be killed to ensure the safety of Japan and its people. The creature has also started to move from the site from which it originally came out. It makes its way through the water, damaging everything in its path. It soon destroys the bridge and makes its entry into the city. The wreckage created by it has everyone running for their lives. In a short period of its known existence, it manages to cause a huge damage to property and lives of people. The scientists warn the Prime Minister that if the creature isn't taken care of in time, the country will suffer from a great loss, which can result in thousands of people losing their lives. One person in the investigation team tells its leader, Yaguchi, about a friend who might help them in better understanding this creature. Yaguchi agrees to this idea, and a female named Hiromi joins the investigation team. Analyzing the videos recorded of the creature, Hiromi tells everyone that this creature can also walk. She tells them that the creature has legs, so it will soon make its entry on the land. However, not many people from the team are open to her suggestion. They believe that a sea animal possibly can't walk on land. They dismiss her idea, but it soon turns out to be true. The creature has moved out of water and has landed in the city of Japan. It's a huge creature with seemingly no hands. It has huge gills on its neck, which keeps it alive in water. But no one except for Hiromi thought it could breathe and land as well. The creature was so massive that even its slight movement forward was causing huge damage to surrounding buildings and pathways. Cars are sent flying, and houses are getting destroyed by this creature, and it has caused a lot of fear in the people. Despite its huge size, the speed of it was frighteningly 13 kilometers per hour. The firefighters and rescue team are sent to save the people from the area. There is no time left to think. The government deploys its forces to immediately take down the creature. The armed forces reach the city and are going to attack the creature with missiles. However, they cannot go ahead with this plan, as there are still many civilians in the perimeter where the creature is. So, they have to halt their attack. However, the creature soon retreats from the land and returns back to the water. The Prime Minister declares a national emergency. They know the creature can be back anytime, so they have to be ready. To tackle this creature, Yaguchi assembles a new team. This team will now consist of more talented and elite members in all fields from around Japan. One of the new members reveals that they were able to collect a fluid sample of the creature, and the fluid is being researched in the lab and has also been sent to the US for more extensive research. Another member raises the question about where the creature is getting its energy from. It is massive in size, so what does it eat to keep itself alive and strong? This is a very good question, which has made everyone think. Hiromi thinks about how the water in the sea could have reached the temperature of 100 centigrade on the day of the explosion. Maybe the creature didn't receive energy by eating. She believes that the energy source for this abnormal creature could be coming from a nuclear fission. The people there believe that it is impossible, but Hiromi's hunch soon came true, as a nuclear radiation leak was recorded a few miles away from where the creature emerged. From the representative of the US government, Yaguchi receives the order to look for a man named Goromaki, who a few years back had predicted the presence of a radioactive creature in the Japanese sea. In fact, he is the same person whose boat was seen in the start of the movie. Before his disappearance, he had many documents on his boat from his research on the Godzilla. They also find a note in his boat in which he wrote, "I have done what I needed to. Now, you do the rest." Through his research paper, they find that the name of the creature is Godzilla, which means a reincarnation of God. It is an ancient sea creature which came in contact with the radioactive materials which were dumped into the sea. After digesting the radioactive materials in its body, the ancient creature has now gained its abnormal and dangerous form. The US government is very much interested in this creature, and their constant involvement in this matter suggests they want to keep the creature in their country for whatever purpose they intend. Meanwhile, in the meeting room, everyone is confused about why the Godzilla emerged from the sea. They soon find out that, due to the radiation, the Godzilla's normal body temperature became cold, and to warm itself, it had to come out of the water into the land. The word soon gets out to the public, and many people start to actually believe that Godzilla is a god. They protest that the creature shouldn't be killed. Few days later, Godzilla emerges from the water in Sagami Bay, and this time it has grown in size and is more violent and powerful. To save the lives of the Japanese citizens, the Prime Minister gives orders to kill the creature before it causes more harm to other parts of the country. Every armed force available in the country joins in to attack Godzilla. They start attacking Godzilla, but it remains unharmed due to its strong body. Every kind of weapon fails to even scratch Godzilla's body. The US forces also join in on the attack, and all the civilians are told to remain underground to save themselves. The night has fallen, and the place where the Prime Minister was at is also at threat from the attack. So they all fly out of the place and see Godzilla through their eyes for the first time. The massive attacks from both US and Japan forces finally manage to hurt it. Godzilla screams out in pain, and we see that it is starting to glow from its back. And more so, Godzilla starts to breathe out lasers from its mouth and burns half of the city. Everything in the sight of its lasers is split to half. Godzilla has become more powerful than before. The attack on it, however, hasn't stopped. The armed forces continue to throw missiles at it, but the Godzilla is able to sense all the missiles coming at its direction. It throws out multiple lasers from its body which completely destroys the missiles before hitting Godzilla. Seeing this almost indestructible creature, everyone is left in utter shock and disbelief. The whole city was in flames due to the powers of Godzilla. After wreaking havoc in the city of Tokyo, Godzilla finally gets weak and stops its destruction. The emergency committee then starts to think of ways it can kill Godzilla when it wakes up from its sleep. They know that if they fail to stop it next time, everyone will die, and Japan will be fully destroyed. Yaguchi's team suggests the idea of freezing the Godzilla from inside, which might kill it. To think about it, it came out to heat its body. If they have any chances of killing it, it might have to do with the cold. They all agree on executing this plan, as they have no other ideas. However, to go through this plan will take a lot of time, by which Godzilla might wake up. The US suggests that they will kill the Godzilla by throwing thermonuclear missiles on it. But if the US goes with this idea, the whole of Japan will get destroyed along with Godzilla. So, the Japanese authorities don't entertain this idea. They go back to the idea of freezing Godzilla to death. They need over 400 kilograms of freezing gas. And to produce that much freezing gas in a short period of time is almost impossible. But they will have to give it a try. Meanwhile, the US also gives Japan 2 weeks to evacuate everyone from Tokyo. If Japan fails to contain Godzilla within this time frame, they will drop the thermonuclear missiles on the city. So, they desperately need to produce the required freezing gas before 2 weeks. In the midst of all of this, a journalist reveals the life story of Goro Maki. The journalist reveals that the wife of Goro Maki died due to contact with radioactive materials. After her death, he dedicated his life to understanding radioactive materials, and then he found out that there was a creature named Godzilla, which was mutating because of all the dumped radioactive materials in the sea. He predicted that the Godzilla could soon surface out of the sea and destroy everything. He warned Japanese and US authorities about the possible threats of dumping radioactive materials in the sea and the possibility of the existence of a mutated creature. But no one was ready to listen to his idea. They all neglected his findings and research. Goromaki was then last seen in his boat, but his sudden disappearance raises many questions. He had left many unfinished notes, and Yaguchi's team were also working on understanding his notes, and soon they found out that Goromaki had also predicted that the only possible way of killing Godzilla could be freezing it to death. Further on, they also make a revelation that the Godzilla is a self-evolving creature which could give birth to many others without any partner. It means that if they failed to kill this Godzilla, it could soon produce more of its kind. After finding this out, the US government accelerates its action and gives Japan only 2 days to evacuate Tokyo City. With this new challenge added to them, they have to get everything ready in just 2 days. They get help from many countries in acquiring the necessary amount of freezing gas. They finally manage to get everything ready, and it is the Judgment Day. They first attack the Godzilla by running trains onto it. The sleeping Godzilla wakes up from the impact and starts to do what it does best. With the Godzilla awake, they throw missiles at it to take it to the ground. In its defense, Godzilla starts throwing lasers out of its body and destroying the missiles. After using its powers, the Godzilla soon gets weak. Seeking perfect opportunity, the surrounding buildings are blasted, and all the debris starts to fall on Godzilla. It is finally on the ground, and the vehicles are sent to release freezing gas into Godzilla's body. So far, it looks like everything will go as planned. But through its defense mechanism, the Godzilla breathes out laser from its mouth and gets back on its feet. Seeing this, they execute another plan. They take every train in the city and run it towards Godzilla. As it was already weakened by the gas, Godzilla cannot defend itself, and the explosion from the trains takes it to the ground for the second time. They again start releasing gas into its body, and after a while, all of the gas had been released into the Godzilla. They think the plan has worked. But the Godzilla again steps up on his feet. However, it soon starts to freeze. The creature was finally defeated. They find out that it will take 20 days for its body to break in half, and it will take approximately 3 years for the whole body of Godzilla to decompose. Japan believes that it has freed itself from the threat of Godzilla. Then, the city of Tokyo gets to work rebuilding everything. It looks like everything is okay. However, at the end, we see that a few mini Godzillas are starting to spawn out of the frozen Godzilla. And then, the movie ends. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, please leave a like and subscribe to the channel for more movie recaps.